Good day coders, welcome back to BugArray, and in this video series we are back with another front-end live coding session where we'll be coding out this website you can see over here on the screen, where users can visit this website and actually view various types of recipes. And in this video I also have an important announcement to make. But for you to find out what the announcement is, please watch the video till the end. And with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get to work. Alright coders, so first and foremost I'll walk through the file structure so you can get to know what I've set up for you, and yeah. So before walking through the file structure, upon creating the project, you'll need to say yes to when they ask you a question that you want to add the routing. And then for the styling, I used the SCSS style, so you'll need to choose that. So now let's go to the file structure. Under our SRC and then our app, right? No, actually here on our styles, what I've set up here is the margin to 0, the borders, the box sizing, padding 100% for the width and 100% for the height. So what I'll add here in our app routing is a new folder called components, right? And then another folder right here, which is our pages folder, which I won't necessarily use this instance, right? Generate a component. Okay, so we're first gonna create our search component. So search bar, we can call it a search bar. So we'll generate that component. We'll wait for it. Okay, it's done. Now let's generate another component, which will be our recipe card component. So after generating that, let's wait. Okay, that's done. And then just clear. So what we'll do next is start up by actually displaying, or let me first run. Let me serve ng serve. Right. Oh, another thing that I have done is under my assets folder, I downloaded some images that I'm going to be using, which is just the first image, which is that. The second image is that. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is showing. And then I've got this SVG, which is just for our search, right? So yeah, it is what it is. So let's go to our app app.html. Let me just extend that a bit. So here we'll first want to display our app dot search bar right there, right? And then now let's see what we have, right? So if we reload that, we see that we've got the search bar is working. So now let's go to our search bar and start up doing the code, right? So we'll clear that and create a search container, right, which is a div. And then all we'll need is our input, which is type text, and our placeholder, which will just write search, right? And then here we'll have another div that says our search button. We'll have our search button over here, and then in that search button we'll have this image. Then we'll locate where the image is, and then just here we'll write search icon, right? It's just a search icon. And then yeah, so afterwards we'll then go to our styles.css and try to do some styling for that. right? If you'd want to see, this is what we have for now, which is pretty much nothing. Okay, so in our styles.css, we'll first start with the styles for that, which is width of 100%. We would want to have a width of 100% over there, and a height of 50 pixels, right? And then we'll have the search, the input. So we'll do a stylings for our input. So for input, we'll just say that its width is probably 70%, right? And then just set a padding to 10 pixels, and then we'll say our box sizing to border box, right? So we'll have our box sizing to border box, but first and foremost here, we would want to say our display is flex, right? To have everything in one line. And then yeah, our flex wrap is wrap. Alright, so 70%. And then over here we'll wanna have our search button, right? So search button, there we'll say width equals to 5%, right? So we'll just say 5%. Our height, we don't necessarily need the height. I don't think we do need the height. Then we'll just need a background. We'll set our background to orange, right? After setting our background to orange, we'll say display flex. Let's see what we have for now. Yeah, we have that. Nice looking stuff over there, right? We'll display flex, justify our content to center, right? And then align our items to center, right? And then our image will be the width is 100%, and the height is, no, the width won't be 100%. We'll just make it 60%. I think 60 will do the trick, and then our height will also be 60%, right? So if we go over here, let's close this. We have that text in the middle, because what necessarily happened is this justify content. Oh, let me just comment this so that you can see, right? So when you display flex, right, you have it there, right? But now when you justify center, right, you justify your content to the center, it will align it to the x-axis. It will align its x-axis to the center, and then if you align items to center, it will align its y-axis to the center. But if ever you are using a flex direction, if I said flex flex slash direction to column, right? If I use the flex direction to column, right, and then I said justify content to center, now its y-axis will be the centered, right? And then align items to center, then it will take its x-axis to center. Yeah, so let me just yeah, right, now we have our search bar. So what I would like to also do over here is have our border top right radius to 10, and then I'll just quickly copy that. Paste that. Top no, it's top right. This will be bottom right, radius to 10, so that we have that over there. And then what we'll also like to do is have an outline to none, right? So if we have an outline to none, so that when we click on the button, right? So if I could show you, so this none says when we click on the button, we don't want that black outline, right? So we'd say outline to none, and then we'll remove our border. So we'll say that's none, and then our box shadow will say 0 pixels, 0 pixels, and RGBA is 0.0.0 0.0.2 25, right? That's for our box shadow. Let's see. Our box shadow is 0 pixels. Oh, and then 4 pixels over there. That will do the trick for us. So what you'll also like to do, right, is you could also create your themes folder, right? So you can have your themes folder inside there, which is themes, and then inside the themes folder you can have your s.css themes.scss theme.scss, right, file. Okay, with that being said, then you can just have your box shadow. You can have your box shadow to 0 pixels. Man, let me just copy this guy over here. Man, yeah, I've copied that so that I can just reuse this variable. I can have my radius, main radius. I can just make that 10 pixels, and then I can have my primary color, right, which will be orange, right? And then if I were to do that, okay, that would be fine, right? And then if I had to go to my stylings, right, I would want to import all those. So here I'll say /source themes CSS. So instead of using 10, I'll say main, but now let me just use 10 over there. And then for the radius, I'll just use my main radius. Where did I use that? So this is the main radius, right? I think so. And I'll just use that. Copy that there. Then let's see. I still have my radius, and then I'll just use my primary color. Reason why I didn't use that main radius here, because it wouldn't make sense having a padding and main radius. Well, that will just strike confusion. So yeah, that's working, right? So another thing that we'd like to do in our HTML here is just have a div. Just have a search display, and then we'll just copy this guy over here, our component, right? And then we'll just want to do the stylings for that. So now we'll go to our app, our CSS, right? And then we'll just say, okay, so what we want to do is actually set this guy's width to what, 80%? Do I want to make it 80%? Oh, let me think about it. I think so. I think 80% will do the trick. And then I'll just say margin, set the margin to 10 pixels or 20 pixels to the top, and then just auto to have it in the center, right? So we have that there. But now our issue is we also want to center what's inside this component. So actually our search bar, right, we'd want to say justify its content to center, right? Center, right? Yeah, so that will be then nicely centered. So I would also like to copy these radius, right, for this input, right? But here this will be left top radius to that, and the left the bottom left radius will be that. So we've got our nice search bar over here. So what we can do is just increase our font size to probably 20 pixels, and our font weight, not font family but font weight, we'll make that 500. I think 500 will do the trick for us. So yeah, I think that's fine. With that being done, we are done with our search component. So now we'll move on to this recipe card component, right? So we'll just remove this over here. And what we would like to do first and foremost is to have a recipe card. Okay, that's the name of our component. So we'll just say recipe card header. Oh man, what did I do now? So we'll have dots, wanna have this as a div, recipe card, right? That's for our header. And then we'll have our body, and then we'll just have our footer, right? Body tag, and then we'll have our footer, right? So in our header here, over here, we'll just have an image that we're gonna render here, right? So what we would like to do is render that image, which is from our assets folder, and then we'll just render the first image, and then we'll just say this is just a food image, right? So that's nice. We'll have a p tag over here, which will just say fast food, right? That looks pretty much nice. So after that, we'll wanna just display a button over here, which will be btn, then view. This will be called our read more. Just read. What am I doing? Read more. Let's see what we have in our card. So if I were to go to my app HTML, right, and just say recipes display, if I had that, and then I just had my app app card, let's see what we will have. So we'll have this text. We see that we don't have a button. We have our image nicely placed there. We've got our food, fast food. Now let's do the styling for that, right? So first and foremost, what we'd like to start up with over here would be our styling for our actual card. So this will be card. So our width will be 100% for this card, and then we'll wanna, yeah, I guess we'll just wanna have our width to that, and then we would like to have our border radius to just 15 pixels. Border radius to 15 pixels. We'll wanna have our box shadow, box shadow to, okay, let me just import our themes, right? So that will be / source themes, from the theme.scss. So we want to have our box shadow over there, and then yeah, we've got something at least for our card. So what we'll like to then do is have these oaks over here. So our recipe app, our recipe header, right? So with our recipe header, we'll like to say the width is 100%, and then the height will probably be 350 pixels. And then let's have that, and our image will actually be let's see what we'll have in our image. So our width will be 100%, and our height will also be 100%. So because we want our width to fit actually that card over there. This looks nice. So yeah, but now what we see over here is, let me just do the stylings here just for this guy. So I just add a padding on the sides, right? So let's go to the styles.css, SCSS. So our padding could possibly be just 20 pixels or 30 pixels. Let's just put a padding of 30 pixels. That's fine. So we added a border radius, but we see now our image over here on the top, it doesn't have a border radius. So how we can go about fixing that is by saying an overview here. We just want to say it's hidden. And then now we see that we do have actually a border radius over there, right? And then our header is done, at least. What we'll have next is actually this guy over here, right? Our recipe card body. So paste that over there, that, right, for that class. So what we would like to have is, say our width is 100%, right? And then we'll like to have a padding of 10 pixels, right? You see there's a repetition of 10 pixels. So in our themes.scss, we could add a variable that says main spacing. So we can have like a variable here that says main spacing, and then we can just have 10 pixels over there, right? And then everywhere where you see 10 pixels, you can just add that. So main spacing. All right, so that's fine for our body, right? And then what we would like to say is, say display flex, and then justify our contents to center, and then just have a margin. Let me see. Oh yeah, have a margin. That's still fine. I can have a margin top. Oh, I'll just add a margin top on this oak over here. Margin top will be 10 pixels, or main spacing. Main spacing for margin top. Font size, want to increase that to probably 30 pixels. And then our font weight will be 700. I think that's fine. So we've got that text showing in the center. Now we just need to style our button. Alright, so before we do the styling for our button, we would like to just copy this guy over there, and then come here, paste, right? But this is a plus, so it needs a dot there, right? So we can have the same thing as this guy over here, right? 100% for the width, padding is 10. We would want our display to be flex, justify our content to the center, and then we'd copy this class and add it in our global styles, because we want to make this button so that everywhere they use btn.view, it should take the same styling for the button, right? So what we would like to do in that instance is just set a width of this button to be 50%. Its border radius, border, why do I keep on? Border radius 20 pixels, and then its color, that's for the color of the text, that will be white. And then font size, our font size will be 30 pixels. And then our font weight will be 700, right? We'll say display flex, and then justify its content to center, so it could be aligned to the center. Its x-axis could be centered, and then its y-axis is align items to the center, right? Then we would like to have the background color, its background color, background, right? So the background color, we'd first like to import, we'd wanna import our themes, right? That's s/src themes and themes SCSS. So we'll like this to be that and primary color, right? So that's the background for that. Moment of truth. Now let's see. We've got our nicely shaped button. So our padding could be main from main spacing. Main spacing, that's for the padding for that button. And then I think that's fine. Yeah. And then what we'd like to do is just have a cursor, right, to pointer, right? And then we can set the hover, because right now what we have is we do have that cursor pointer, but now on hover you could put this cursor pointer on the hover, and say cursor equals to pointer. But now we want a background to actually be slightly lighter when we're hovering actually on the button. So we'll say RGBA, and then over here we'll just say primary color, comma 0.5. And then what we'll see is when we hover on the actual button, it will be slightly lighter. So I think we are there. So what I would like to do is just increase this to 40 pixels. The font, is it font size? Let's see if it's 50. What will happen if it's 50 pixels? Will it increase it? Oh, what's actually going on? Okay, I think 40 is fine. So what we'll actually then do is come over here and work on having these cards properly sized, right? So because we don't want to make do the width on the actual component, we want to just do it on like the parent component, right? So that's where we'll set the size of this actual card, right? So we'll have our class to recipe, right? No, we'll just call it recipe. Copy that, come to these styles, right? Copy that. We'll say our width over here, width equals to 32%, right? Want that to be 32%. Did it fix anything? What did I do wrong? Let's see. Recipe. Right. Was that fine? Okay. Let's see. Recipe. Did I put it in the correct place? Let me see if I take this and put it in here. What will happen? 30 pixels, right? Okay, let's just say display. Oh, what am I doing? Display flex, right? And then, yeah, let's just say display flex and flex that to wrap, right? Now let's see what we have. Yeah, it actually did it properly now, right? So what we'd like to have, since we've got that, we'd like to say just render other stuff over there. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. Now let's see what we have. Yeah, this is displaying properly. So now what we would like to do is actually come here to these, right? Over here, we would want to say justify our content to center. That will space out these guys evenly. What's actually going on? What is actually going on here? Let's see. Justify our content to, no, not center, space between, right? So this will just separate them a bit, and then all we'd like to say here is say margin top, just say main spacing. We can say this is the main spacing, right? What did I do wrong now? Did I actually import that? No, I didn't import. Import, and then here we'll just say /s. No, that's from the themes. That's themes/themes.scss, right? Okay, that's nice. And then, yeah, we wouldn't want to make it, nah, 10 pixels is not nice. Just say 20 pixels. We have 20 pixels, right? That's looking all nice. What I'll do is just remove one, so we just have 6. We know we like to have the perfect scenarios, and yeah, we actually done. Basically, what we have over here is actually our card and that. So alright, so since we would like to then now display these actual recipes dynamically, so what we'll do is go to our app.components.tss, TS I meant to say. So you'll have it, this will implement an on in it, right? Then over here you'll need an ng on in it, right, function. So on this ng on in it, so here I could have a public, right? So you don't need this access modifier. So public, and then I'll just say recipes data equals to an array of just strings. I'll just say it's an array of strings. Just have it as an array of strings. I think that's fine. No. Why am I having this? Actually, yeah, I can just say it's an array of strings. No, I was right. So I can just say it's an array of strings, and then have this object over here, right? It's an array of any. I'll just have, this is the name of the actual recipe. So what I would like to do is just go to my browser, just have all recipes over there. I'll just copy some words, right? This easy sugar recipe, right? And I'll have another one over here. So I think I need curly braces because these are objects. Then I'll have another one. Man, what am I doing? Copy that, paste it here, paste it there, right? Yes, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And that's fine, right? I'll just need commas. Yeah. Okay, now I can copy the next one. Right. This will be sausage balls. Right. I'll copy this next one, which will be, I don't know, something fudge. Okay. Then I'll have the next one over here. Just want to copy 6. Sorry, this is taking a bit of some time. Let's just do that. You can just skip this portion. 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Just added 3 more. Right, so I'll copy this guy over here, and just paste this guy over here, and then I'll copy, I think these words are very long. I'll copy that, put it there, right? Then I'll copy this. I think this is the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Right, that, and then I'll paste it over there. Right, so on init I'll have that guy, but what I would like to do now is have actually a loop. Okay, but before that I'll need to take in an object here. So this input, so in my recipe, right, the TS, this should take in an input, right, from the parent, and this input will be a recipe, right? Then it's type any. So I'll come here, change the name, just go here, right? I'll change the name to recipe.name, right? So I'll just change the name to recipe.name, and then I would want to come to this HTML here and have the star ng if, right? This is let recipe of recipes. recipe data. I think that's the one. Or is it recipes data? Let me copy this, right? Paste it over here, and then I'll just need to remove that, and then I'll need to just pass in the data, which is of recipe as a man, what am I doing? Recipe, right? And then let's see what I have. Is this even working? Let me close. Yeah, there's something I didn't save. Yeah, I knew. So if I have to come over here and see, is my stuff even rendered? Okay, that was on init. What's wrong? Now I would like to see what's wrong. I've got that, and then I'm passing in something over here, right? Let me just see on init if I do have something that gets rendered, right? And then here I'll just have a recipes data, this dot recipes data. Now let me just console log that. That's 6 ng if of. So I made a mistake here. Let recipe of that cannot bind since it isn't a known property of recipe. That right. Okay, so what I can do is come over here, right? What's not a recipe? What? That's crazy. This is really crazy. Okay, I'll come here, right? And that's of type recipe. Copy this guy, paste it there. Oh, ng4. Sorry guys, my bad. That's an ng4. Yeah, I can see now we've got all our recipes showing. So, and then another thing that we could do is actually... Nah, that's fine. Okay, we can have this index, right? We can have let the index, let I equals to index, right? And then we can also pass in an index. We can pass in an index equals to I, right? Which will equal to I. And then what I would like to do with that is have an input, right? Input, and then this is an index, which is number, right? And then I'll just say that's 0. And then if the input, right? So I'll have an ngif here, right? So asterisk ngif, right? If this index, right? If the index, man, will this even work? I don't know. Let me see if the modulus will work here. But I think it will. If index.modulus equals to 0, right? Then just display the first one. And then the index modulus 1. So index modulus is not equal to 0, right? And then I'll just want to render the second image. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. So this, that, so now we can see that we've got different images, right? We would just like to just increase this image to 300 actually. 300. And yeah, I think we are done. So now we've got the system here, or web. Oh, I forgot something. Sorry. So let's have a header here, header text, right? Header text over here, and just have a p tag here. Find your recipe from the BugArray, from BugArray kitchen, coding kitchen. Right? So what I would like to do then is have that in my styles, right? This over here, which its width will be 100%, margin top will be 20%, 20 pixels. Its text align will be center, and then font, that's P. Then the font size will be 30 pixels, and font weight will be 700. Right? Let's see. Yeah, find your recipe from the BugArray coding kit.
I just solved it! Yes! Woo! Okay, now my life has no purpose.
Now problem solved. So now it's time for the big announcement. So within a couple of days, I had sat down to just draft some ideas to help the community grow, right? And the people within the BugArray community also grow. So I have drafted some ideas on how to put a bit of some twist to the channel. So I would like you to stay tuned for the upcoming videos to see what it is, but I'm gonna drop down a hint. So the hint is the ideas are revolved around spotting some interesting talent. So, if you think you do have an idea of what I'm talking about, you can drop down a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think it is. But with all that being said, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.